As I was pulling away from my phone, I heard like a little like a rumbling back and forth, which would indicate it might fall forward. It didn't though. Good morning, happy Tuesday, and okay, so both my low and my high is the fact that the good folks over at First We Feast and Hot Ones are making me work this week. Because there was a brand new Hot Ones episode, which is awesome. What's not awesome is every now and again, there'll be a Hot Ones episode that'll just appear out of nowhere. No reveal on First We Feast Instagram that this is going to be the guest this week. So I'm like, why are they doing this now? Oh, right. This episode is special. I mean, if you don't know, Hot Ones is celebrating 10 years being on YouTube. And I guess July 14th, which is yesterday, was 10 years from the very first Hot Ones episode, maybe? That's the only explanation I can come up with, and the phone is off center. Ugh, hate that. Actually, I need to ask, like, do you guys see, like, any sort of movement on camera that would cause the phone to be off center then that line appears? I don't really know how, like, I mean, honestly, to this day, it's still one of the stupidest, like, updates that the iPhone's ever had. I mean, the grid, I can kind of get why it's there, because I can kind of, see a little bit better as to how I frame myself on camera. But, like, the line, every time that line appears, I'm just going to be distracted. So, before I continue, first I need to say my act of kindness as I remembered to call my folks yesterday. And before I continue, I need to do a little bit of math, because let me look up some things here real quick. Okay. So a week ago, because it's always on Tuesdays when I do the insert number here, Hot Ones guest of 2025. Let's see. So last week was the 22nd First We Feast Hot Ones guest of 2025. Yesterday we had number 23, which was Maria Sharapova, who, yeah, that was her episode yesterday. So I think what I'll do is I'll talk about her episode right now, and then after that I'll do the reveal of who the 24th First Week. So the title of this video is going to be the 23rd and 24th First We Feast Hot Ones guests of 2025, as well as my thoughts on Hot Ones Season 27, episode, I think, 15? Episode 9. Sorry, I'm thinking of wrong number. So, the 23rd and 24th First We Feast Hot Ones guests of 2025, as well as Hot Ones Season 27, Episode 9. That should work. Actually, you know what? I'll type it out so I know ahead of time. Hold on a second. Okay. The 23rd and 24th First We Feast Hot Ones guests of 2025, on season 27, episode 9. Okay, I have it written out. Now we can focus on okay, so, it's funny. I actually had no idea who Maria Sharapova is because I don't watch tennis. Which is a real shame because both my mom and my aunt both of my aunts have really been big on tennis in the last couple of years. They would have loved this episode. Which, speaking of Maria Sharapova, also, another thing, the episode was sponsored by Stella Artois, a really good beer. I've actually never had a Stella Artois. I've heard good things about it, though. Maybe I'll try one at some point. They talked about the key to a perfect backhand, which is, keep your eye on the ball and don't let up. They talked about how, her grunts were, on the same decibel levels like a jet firing. And that was just and the grunts, when tennis, that's what tennis players do. And, it's sort of for an intimidation factor, but it's just something she's been doing forever. She talked about the one trick shot highlight she does that never gets old, which is she did a left-handed forehand, which she's left-handed, so to do like that, this is forehand, this is backhand, right? Sorry, my tennis terminology is not remotely as it should be. She talked about playing in a rowdy crowd that's for her versus a hostile crowd that's against her. They talked about, being in flow state, which, you know what? Being flow state does remind me. In all my years back when I did stuff like wrestling and all those marathons and stuff like that, actually, it's really more, first, flow state is that moment where everything is going in your favor. It's smooth and deliberate, and you just perform the way you know you're supposed to. I know that for wrestling, I definitely did that a couple of times, for sure. But, when I heard flow state, I'm like, wait, are they talking about, runner's high? Because all those miles I ran doing those marathons, I never experienced runner's high. I never did. Although, my idea of what runner's high is versus what it probably is completely different. So maybe I didn't even know. Okay. They talked about staying on the court after winning runner-up, not winner, runner-up in a Grand Slam. They did a look back on the fact that, throughout her entire career, her meals were always, white rice, chicken breasts, maybe a little bit of salt and some steamed carrots. Which, don't get me wrong, I do like those. I like rice. I like chicken. I love carrots. But I can totally get why, people would be sick of that for an entire career, knowing that's what you got to do to perform your best. He talked about how similar winning a tennis tournament is to making, the best business product, because Maria Sharapova retired and now she's a successful businesswoman, which, I really wouldn't say there's much different between them. Because at the end of the day, whether you win a tournament or create a good business product or become a good business person, you're always going to need to be building character. And when you build character, what you do in those moments, you can easily apply them to elsewhere. This actually reminds me, I talked about this before. My football career really wasn't that good, and my football coach really wasn't very good, but he wasn't without his moments. And one of those moments was, it's because of that coach I know what building character means. Like, I heard the term, but it'd never been explained before. And that coach explained it. Again, he wasn't without his moments. Let's see. They talked about something called a galaxy brain, which is like forming a connection with another athlete from another sport and the respect between one another. Okay. I'm not gonna, like, that was Maria Sharapova's first time hearing the word galaxy, hearing the term galaxy brain. It was also my first time hearing the term galaxy brain. That's crazy. They talked about tennis slang terms like the can opener, cherry picker or poacher, pancake serve, the frying pan, kick serve or body serve. And Maria Sharapova barely knew it. Like, she knew that what a body serve was, and she knew, and she kind of had an idea like what a cherry picker or a poacher was. I don't know. They talked about whether pickleball is a force for good or bad. I'm more of the new. I mean, I played pickleball before, and it's a lot of fun. But I can totally see why a bunch of legit tennis people don't like that game. And for the last dab, they talked about the match that encapsulates her love for the sport of tennis, which was when she won her first Grand Slam final at age 17 against Serena Williams, which is insane. Like, on so many levels. So, I need to look up when Hot Ones first, hold on, when was Hot Ones' first episode? Hold on a second. First episode of Hot Ones. And when was it? Hold on a minute. It would seem that the very first episode was March 12th, 2015. Well, that's more than 10 years. And this, because apparently Tony Yayo was the first episode of Hot Ones, way back on March 12th, 2015. It's what I say, season 1, episode 1 right here. Shouldn't they have done the 10th anniversary episode back in March? I don't know. I mean, listen, the fact is that First Week Feast and Hot Ones celebrating 10 years of being around, you know, and you know what? Having someone like Maria Sharapova being in the Hot Ones seat, yeah, that's a great way to do it. But that was guest number 23 of 2025. Let's see who guest 24 is going to be, shall we? Okay, so the 24th First Week Feast Hot Ones guest of 2025 is, it's loading. No. Is that? It's Nicole Scherzinger. Oh my God. Holy cow. Oh, I think there's going to be some Masked Singer questions coming our way. Oh, dude. That is awesome. I mean, listen, actually, full stop. I only know Nicole Scherzinger because she was a judge on the Masked Singer. I actually don't know how she became prominent, so I'm gonna look that up right now. Nicole. Okay. Best known. Oh, the Pussycat Dolls. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. She's 47 years old. Wow. That's crazy. Actually, how old is, okay. 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 So, yeah. We just had Maria Sharapova as guest number 23, and we're going to have Nicole Scherzinger as guest 24. Okay. I mean, listen, the fact that Hot Ones has already been around for 10 years, it's already a great time to be a Hot Ones fan. But this week in particular, like, this is why it's now more than ever to be even great, to be even better being a Hot Ones fan. So, yeah. Congratulations, First Feast Hot Ones getting through 10 years, and hopefully there will be many, many more. To Maria Sharapova, you killed it on Hot Ones yesterday, and I'm looking forward to seeing Nicole Scherzinger on Thursday. I hope you liked this video. If you like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, I enjoy home news video for all of you guys watching the show for today. Hope we have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. Did I say happy Tuesday? No. Happy Tuesday, folks. And remember, if you guys want to talk channels or hit a line, always about take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.